The Great Hall on Nexus Prime had never been so quiet. Council Leader Vexitar stood before the emergency assembly, his purple skin dim with shock. The news from Earth had shaken the very foundations of galactic civilization. Fellow beings, he began, his voice heavy with defeat. We have received War Marshal Kethrian's final transmission. Our largest battle fleet has been destroyed or captured by the humans of Earth. A wave of disbelief swept through the assembled representatives. Species that had never agreed on anything were united in their shock. How could a single primitive world defeat the might of the Galactic Federation? This is impossible, declared Ambassador Lix from the Serpentine Dominion. Our intelligence clearly showed them to be a primitive species with basic technology. Vextar activated the main display, showing recorded images from the battle. The assembled beings watched in stunned silence as human ships danced through space, destroying alien vessels with weapons that seemed impossible for such a young species to possess. In the translator section, Deho felt a mix of pride and sadness. Pride in his people's victory, sadness that so many lives had been lost. But now came the most dangerous part of his mission. It was time to reveal the truth. He stood up from his station and walked calmly toward the center of the chamber. Every eye in the room turned to him as he approached the speaker's platform. Council Leader Vextar, he said in a clear voice, I request permission to address this assembly. Vextar's three eyes focused on the young translator. This is an emergency session. Only council members may speak. Deho smiled sadly. Then perhaps it is time you learned who you have been employing as a translator for the past 5 years. Security guards moved toward him, but Deho raised his hands peacefully. I am Deho Kim, Special Agent of Earth Intelligence. I am here to deliver a message from my government. The chamber erupted in chaos. Shouts of anger and fear echoed from every corner, as representatives realized that humans had been spying on them for years. Security forces surrounded Deho, but he remained calm. How many? Vexitar demanded. How many human spies are among us? Enough, Deho replied. We have been watching you just as carefully as you have been watching us. The difference is that we were much better at it. On Earth, Sunmi received Deho's signal that he had revealed himself. She immediately activated a communication system that had been hidden in the council chambers for years. Suddenly, every screen in the Great Hall displayed the same message. Kyungsu's face appeared, speaking directly to the assembled galactic representatives. Behind him stood the captured alien commanders, including War Marshal Kethrian, Admiral Quen, Commander Zark, and General Husk, leaders of the Galactic Federation. Kyungsu began, I am Kyungsu, Supreme Commander of Earth's Defense Forces. I speak for all humanity when I say that we desire peace with all intelligent species. The chamber fell silent as representatives stared at the impossible sight. Their most powerful military commanders were alive and apparently unharmed, but clearly prisoners of the humans. As you can see, Kyungsu continued, your military leaders are safe and well treated. Despite their attempts to spy on, infiltrate, and attack our world, we have chosen mercy over vengeance. War Marshal Kethrian stepped forward. His proud bearing was gone, replaced by something that looked almost like respect. Council Leader Vextar, I must report that everything we believed about Earth was wrong. These humans are not primitive. They are the most advanced military force I have ever encountered. How is this possible? Vexitar demanded. Kyungsu answered the question. 60 years ago, one of your scout ships crashed on our world. Instead of revealing this to our population, our governments chose to study the wreckage in secret. Every piece of technology, every computer file, every weapon system taught us something new about the galaxy. The revelation sent shockwaves through the assembly. For 60 years, the galaxy had been unknowingly educating their future rival. But that was just the beginning, Kyungsu continued. Over the decades, more ships crashed or were shot down over our world. Each one made us stronger. Each failure by your scouts taught us more about your capabilities and weaknesses. Admiral Quen stepped forward, her crystalline form flickering with shame. They turned our own technology against us, she said. Every weapon we used, every defense we deployed, they had already studied and improved upon. Commander Zark nodded in agreement. Our computer systems were completely vulnerable to their attacks. They knew our technology better than we did. General Husk, the proud leader of the Void Hunters, looked directly at the camera. "They have no fear," he said simply. "We tried to terrorize them and they laughed at us. These humans are predators, not prey." Kyung-soo gestured to someone off-screen, and more humans appeared in the transmission. Each one wore the uniform of a different galactic organization. "Meet our intelligence network," he said. "For 20 years, humans have been living and working throughout galactic civilization. We have agents in your military academies, your research institutions, your government offices. We know your languages, your cultures, your military strategies." Daeho stepped forward to join his fellow agents. "I have spent 5 years in this very chamber, listening to your plans and reporting them back to Earth. Every decision you made, every fleet you sent, we knew about in advance." The assembled representatives stared in shock as they realized the scope of human infiltration. How many other species had humans among their ranks? How much classified information had been compromised? "What do you want?" Vextar asked, his voice barely a whisper. "We want what every intelligent species deserves," Kyung-soo replied. "Recognition, respect, and the right to exist without interference. We do not wish to conquer anyone. We do not seek to rule the galaxy. We simply want to be left alone to develop as we choose." "And if we refuse?" asked Ambassador Lix. Kyung-soo's expression hardened slightly. "Then you will face the consequences of that choice. We have captured 3 fleets and defeated your greatest battle group without losing a single ship. Our technology is advancing rapidly, and our knowledge of galactic capabilities is complete. Ask yourself, is pride worth the destruction of your civilizations?" The chamber fell into shocked silence as the implications sank in. Earth was not just offering peace, it was demonstrating that it could destroy any species that chose war instead. "However," Kyung-soo continued, his tone softening, "we prefer cooperation to conflict. Earth has much to offer the galaxy. Our scientific advances, our cultural perspectives, our military innovations. All of these could benefit everyone if we work together." He gestured toward the captured commanders again. "These officers will be returned to you unharmed, along with detailed files showing exactly how we defeated them. Consider it a gift and a warning. Learn from their experience and choose wisely." Yejin appeared beside Kyung-soo, her diplomatic training evident in her calm demeanor. "The people of Earth formally request membership in the Galactic Federation, with all the rights and responsibilities that entails. We are prepared to contribute our resources, our knowledge, and our protection to the common good. But," she added with steel in her voice, "we will never again tolerate espionage missions, infiltration attempts, or military threats against our world. Earth has proven that we can defend ourselves. Do not test our resolve." The transmission ended, leaving the chamber in stunned silence. For long moments no one spoke. Finally, Vexitar turned to address the assembly. "We have a choice to make," he said slowly. "We can continue to view humanity as a threat to be eliminated, or we can accept them as equals to be respected." "What guarantee do we have that they will not use their power against us?" asked one representative. Daeho, still surrounded by security guards, answered, "You have the same guarantee any civilization has, our word and our actions. We could have destroyed every ship that approached our world. Instead, we captured them and treated their crews with dignity. We could have used our knowledge to attack your home worlds. Instead, we used it to defend our own. Judge us by what we have done, not by what you fear we might do." The debate that followed lasted for hours. Some species wanted to declare war on Earth immediately. Others argued for immediate acceptance of human membership. Still others suggested a middle path of cautious engagement. In the end, it was War Marshal Kethrian who tipped the balance. When asked for his military assessment, he was brutally honest. "Any war against Earth would be a disaster," he stated. "They are technologically superior, tactically innovative, and strategically patient. They have been preparing for galactic contact for 60 years while we ignored them. Fighting them would be suicide." The vote was close, but reason prevailed over fear. Earth was granted membership in the Galactic Federation, becoming the first species to join through demonstration of military superiority rather than submission to galactic authority. As Daeho was released and given diplomatic status, he sent a final message to his sister. "We are no longer alone in the universe. The galaxy knows we exist, and they have chosen to accept us as equals." Sunmi smiled as she read the message. Around her, the hidden command center began shutting down its emergency protocols. For the first time in 60 years, Earth could reveal its true capabilities to its own people. The age of secrets was over. The War Marshal Kethrian had never felt such rage in his long military career. 3 entire fleets had vanished near a primitive world, and the Galactic Council demanded answers. As commander of the Federation's most powerful battle group, he was ordered to investigate Earth and destroy whatever threat existed there. "This is an insult to the entire galaxy," he declared to his officers aboard the massive battleship Infinite Glory. "A species that cannot even leave its own star system dares to attack our scouts. We will show them the price of defying the Federation." His fleet was the largest ever assembled for a single operation. 500 warships including planet-killer dreadnoughts and reality-warping reality ships. Each vessel carried enough firepower to destroy an entire world. "Marshal," reported his intelligence officer, "long-range scans show no sign of our missing fleets, but we are detecting massive energy signatures throughout the system." Ketherian's 3 eyes glowed with battle hunger. His species, the Dominax, had conquered dozens of worlds through overwhelming force. "Show me these energy signatures." The main display lit up with tactical data that made everyone on the bridge freeze. The entire solar system was covered with artificial structures. Platforms surrounded every planet and moon. Massive space stations floated in the asteroid belt. The level of development was impossible for such a young species. "This data must be wrong," Ketherian growled. "Run the scans again." But the second scan showed the same results. Even worse, long-range sensors were detecting movement throughout the system. Ships were emerging from hidden bases, taking defensive positions around Earth. On Earth, Chanwu watched the approaching alien fleet from his command ship. The human fleet had grown significantly since capturing the scout ships. Studying alien technology had allowed them to build new vessels in record time. "Count?" he asked his sensor operator. 512 alien vessels, came the reply, including several that are larger than anything in our database. Chanwu nodded calmly. "They want to intimidate us with numbers. Let them see what real military preparation looks like." Across the solar system, Earth's hidden fleets revealed themselves. From the moon, from Mars, from the asteroid belt, from secret bases on the outer planets. Human ships appeared by the thousands. Each one was armed with the best technology Earth could build, combining ideas from dozens of captured alien vessels. "Battle stations," Chanwu ordered. "Show them why Earth has never been conquered." War Marshal Kethrian stared at his tactical display in disbelief. Where there had been empty space moments before, now showed thousands of human ships moving into attack formation. His supposedly overwhelming fleet was actually outnumbered 3-1. "How is this possible?" he demanded. "Our intelligence said they barely had space travel." His tactical officer was running calculations. "Sir, some of these ships are using technology more advanced than our own. Their power signatures suggest weapon systems we do not understand." "Impossible. We are the Galactic Federation. We have conquered countless worlds." But even as he spoke, Kethrian could see the truth on his screens. The humans were not running in fear. Instead, they were moving with the precision of a military force that had prepared for exactly this scenario. The human fleet deployed in formations that made no sense to galactic military doctrine. Instead of keeping their ships in neat, organized groups, they scattered across vast areas of space. Their movements seemed random, chaotic. "What kind of battle formation is that?" asked Captain Vrex, Kethrian's second-in-command. "It is not a formation at all," the tactical officer replied. "They are moving like a swarm of insects." What the aliens did not understand was that human military strategy had developed very differently from galactic norms. Where alien fleets relied on overwhelming firepower and organized formations, humans used speed, adaptability, and unpredictability. Jae Sung, now commanding a squadron of Earth's fastest ships, grinned as he watched the alien fleet's confused response to human tactics. They think space combat should be like their ground wars, he told his pilots. Neat lines of soldiers marching at each other. They have no idea how to fight a real space battle. His ships darted between the massive, alien vessels like sharks attacking whales. They were too small and fast for the aliens' heavy weapons to track, but their own weapons could punch through alien armor with devastating effect. The first alien ship to fall was one of the smaller escorts. Human fighters swarmed around it, targeting specific systems rather than trying to destroy it completely. Within minutes, the alien vessel was dead in space, its crew trapped inside. "Capture, do not destroy," Chanwoo reminded all his commanders. "Every ship we take intact makes us stronger." War Marshal Kethrian tried to adapt to the human tactics, but his fleet was not designed for this kind of warfare. His ships were built to fight other fleets that used similar strategies. Against an enemy that refused to fight properly, they were almost helpless. "All ships, concentrate fire on their largest vessels," he ordered. "If we can destroy their command ships, their coordination will collapse." But the humans had no single command ship. Instead, their fleet was controlled by a network of communication nodes spread throughout the solar system. Even if the aliens destroyed half the human fleet, the remainder would continue fighting with perfect coordination. The battle became a nightmare for the galactic forces. Human ships appeared from nowhere, struck hard at vital systems, then vanished before return fire could reach them. Alien vessels found themselves surrounded and overwhelmed by enemies that seemed to come from all directions at once. "Sir, we have lost over 100 ships," Captain Vrex reported, "and we have not destroyed a single human vessel." Kethrian felt panic rising in his throat. This was supposed to be a simple police action against primitives. Instead, he was losing a major battle against an enemy that fought like nothing he had ever encountered. On Earth's surface, Yejin opened a communication channel to the alien fleet. Her message was broadcast on all frequencies, in dozens of galactic languages. "War Marshal Kethrian, this is Yejin, speaking for the people of Earth. Your fleet is defeated. Surrender now and your crews will be treated with honor. Continue this attack and you will all die in the darkness of space." Kethrian stared at the human female on his screen. She was small and looked fragile, but her voice carried absolute confidence. Behind her, he could see displays showing the tactical situation. The humans knew exactly how badly his fleet was losing. "You cannot defeat the Galactic Federation," he said, though his voice lacked conviction. "We will send more fleets, larger fleets." Yejin smiled, and it was not a pleasant expression. "Marshal, look around you. Your fleet was the largest ever assembled by the Federation. We have destroyed half of it without losing a single ship. What makes you think a larger fleet would do better?" The truth hit Kethrian like a physical blow. The humans were not just defending themselves, they were demonstrating their power. This battle was a message to the entire galaxy. "What do you want?" he asked quietly. "Recognition," Yejin replied. "A seat at the galactic table. The right to exist without being spied upon or threatened. We do not want to conquer anyone, Marshal, but we will not allow anyone to conquer us." Around them, the battle was winding down. One by one, alien ships were surrendering rather than face destruction. The humans accepted each surrender gracefully, providing medical aid and safe passage to prisoner facilities. Kyung-soo, Earth's supreme commander, appeared on the communication channel beside Yejin. "War Marshal, your scouts came to our world thinking we were weak prey. They discovered that Earth is not a world of prey. We are a world of predators pretending to be harmless." "How?" Kethrian asked. "How did a primitive species develop such capabilities?" "We are not primitive," Kyung-soo replied. "We are adaptive. Every species that has visited our world has taught us something new. Every crashed ship has made us stronger. You gave us the knowledge we needed to defend ourselves." As the alien flagship was surrounded by human vessels, Kethrian finally understood. the scope of his defeat. The humans had not just won a battle, they had announced themselves as a new galactic power. Earth was no longer a backwater world to be ignored or exploited. The galaxy would never be the same. General Husk believed that brute force would succeed where stealth had failed. His Void Hunter ships were built for one purpose: to strike fear into the hearts of their enemies. As his Black Fleet approached Earth, he felt confident that these humans would surrender quickly once they saw his power. Target their rural areas, he ordered his captains. We will take their farmers and simple folk. Fear of what happens to the weak will make their leaders cooperate. His ships were invisible against the darkness of space, covered in material that absorbed all light. The Void Hunters had used this technique to terrorize countless worlds. Their strategy was always the same: capture the helpless and use them as leverage against those in power. But as they entered Earth's solar system, General Husk received troubling news from his scouts. Sir, we are detecting debris fields in multiple locations. There appear to be the remains of both Zephyrian and Crystalline vessels. Husk's red eyes glowed brighter in the darkness of his face. Show me. The main screen displayed images of twisted metal and crystal fragments floating in space. The wreckage was organized into neat piles as if someone had carefully collected and sorted the remains. This is impossible, muttered Captain Vash, Husk's second-in-command. Both of those fleets were equipped with self-destruct systems. If they were losing, they should have destroyed their ships rather than let them be captured. Husk studied the debris more carefully. Something was wrong. The damage patterns did not look like battle damage. Instead, it looked like the ships had been systematically dismantled by experts who knew exactly what they were doing. Perhaps these humans are more dangerous than we thought, he said slowly. But it does not matter. We are hunters, not scouts. We will take what we came for and leave before they can react. His fleet moved toward Earth's surface, targeting isolated farming communities. The plan was simple: grab civilians quickly and retreat to space before Earth's military could respond. The first Void Hunter ship descended toward a small farming village in rural Korea. The area looked perfect, far from major cities with no obvious military presence. The aliens prepared their capture beams to take a few dozen humans prisoner. What they did not know was that every farming village on Earth was equipped with hidden defenses. The moment their ship appeared on sensors, alarms rang in underground bunkers throughout the region. Dong Hyun, director of the Global Defense Initiative, watched the alien approach from his command center deep beneath Seoul. He had been waiting for this moment for months. Rural Defense Network. Activate all systems, he ordered. Show them why we do not leave our people unprotected. Across the countryside, what looked like ordinary farm buildings suddenly revealed their true nature. Barn roofs slid open to reveal missile launchers. Grain silos split apart to show massive railguns. Even the farmhouses had hidden weapon systems built into their walls. The Void Hunter ship found itself under attack from every direction. But these were not the precise, disabling shots that had captured the other fleets. These weapons were designed to destroy. All farmers evacuated to underground shelters, reported the local commander. We are free to use maximum force. The alien ship's shields collapsed under the barrage. As it crashed into a rice field, human forces were already moving to secure the wreckage and capture any survivors. General Husk watched in disbelief as his first ship was destroyed in minutes. How did they detect us? Our stealth systems are perfect. His science officer was frantically checking their sensors. Sir, I am detecting massive underground installations throughout this planet. There are weapon systems hidden everywhere. The truth was that Earth had learned from every alien encounter over the past 60 years. Each crashed ship had taught them something new about detection systems. By now, human sensors could track ships that were supposedly invisible. Sujin, the materials scientist who had developed Earth's adaptive technology, watched the battle from her laboratory. Their stealth coating absorbs visible light, she explained to her team. But it cannot hide their gravitational signature or their quantum wake. Her partner, Minho, nodded as he studied the tactical data. Their mistake was thinking that stealth means the same thing to every species. Humans hunt differently than other aliens. The second Void Hunter ship tried a different approach. Instead of landing, it used its tractor beam to try to grab humans from the air. But as soon as the beam activated, it was met by a counter beam from hidden ground installations. The two forces pushed against each other, creating a spectacular light show in the sky. But Earth's generators were more powerful. The alien ship was slowly pulled toward the ground, its own weapon turned against it. "This is impossible," General Husk roared. "How can primitives have technology superior to ours?" His communications officer had been monitoring Earth's radio signals. "Sir, I think I know the answer. These humans have been studying our technology for decades. They are using improved versions of our own weapons against us." The revelation hit Husk like a physical blow. The humans had not developed their technology independently. They had taken the best ideas from every alien species that had visited their world and made them better. Chan Wu, Admiral of Earth's First Fleet, decided it was time to end the charade. His ships had been hiding in the outer solar system, disguised as asteroids. Now they revealed themselves, surrounding the remaining Void Hunter vessels. "Attention, alien fleet," his voice boomed across space. "This is Admiral Chan Wu of the Earth Defense Force. You are completely surrounded. Surrender now and you will be treated fairly." General Husk stared at the human ships in amazement. They were nothing like the primitive rockets his intelligence reports had described. These vessels were sleek and powerful, obviously built for war. "How many ships do they have?" he asked. His sensor operator's voice was filled with fear. "I count. Over 200 vessels, sir, and they are still decloaking." The truth was staggering. Earth had built a massive space fleet in complete secrecy. While the galaxy thought humans were barely capable of reaching their own moon, they had actually been preparing for interstellar war. "We cannot fight this many ships," Captain Vash said quietly. "Our mission is over." But General Husk was not ready to give up. "Prepare the fear protocol. We will show these humans what happens when they defy the Void Hunters." The fear protocol was the Void Hunters' most terrible weapon. It broadcast psychic energy designed to paralyze enemies with terror. No species had ever been able to resist, but when they activated the device, nothing happened to the human ships. Instead, the humans began broadcasting something back, something that made every Void Hunter scream in pain. Jae Sung, Earth's specialist in psychological warfare, smiled as he watched the effect of their counterattack. "We studied their fear weapon from the last ship that crashed here," he explained to his team. "Turns out it works both ways. We can use their own psychic frequency to cause them pain instead of fear." The Void Hunter fleet was now completely helpless. Their stealth was useless. Their weapons were neutralized and their most terrifying ability had been turned against them. One by one, human ships captured each alien vessel. General Husk found himself a prisoner aboard a human ship, face to face, with Admiral Chan Wu. The human was smaller than him, but Husk felt like a child in his presence. "Your species made a mistake," Chan Wu said calmly. "You assume that because we appear weak, we actually are weak. But humans have survived on a world full of predators for millions of years. We learned to be strong by appearing harmless." "How did you hide all of this?" Husk asked. "Our scouts have been watching your world for decades." Chan Wu smiled. "Your scouts saw exactly what we wanted them to see. Every crashed ship taught us more about your capabilities. Every failed mission made us stronger. We have been preparing for this day since the first alien vessel fell from our sky." As the captured Void Hunters were taken to secure facilities, Earth scientists began studying their technology as well. Each alien species used different approaches to space travel and warfare. By combining the best ideas from all of them, humans were becoming more powerful than any single galactic empire. Ye Jin, Earth's chief diplomat, was already preparing for the next phase. "Soon the Galactic Federation will notice that all their scout fleets have vanished," she told her staff. "They will send a full battle fleet to investigate." "Are we ready for that?" asked one of her aides. Ye Jin looked at the data from their captured alien technology. In just a few weeks, Earth had acquired the secrets of 3 major galactic powers. Their own technology was advancing at an incredible rate. "We will be ready," she said confidently. The galaxy wanted to study Earth. Now Earth will study the galaxy. The third alien fleet had been captured, but everyone knew the real test was still coming. Soon, Earth would face not just scouts and raiders, but the full military might of the Galactic Federation. The question was no longer whether humans could defend themselves. The question was what they would do with their victory. Admiral Quen believed her fleet would succeed where the Zephyrians had failed. Her crystalline ships could phase in and out of normal space, making them nearly invisible. As her vessels approached Earth, she felt confident about their mission. "Begin. Phase transition," she ordered. Her musical voice rang through the bridge like wind chimes. "We will materialize directly in their atmosphere." Her ships shimmered and became translucent. To most detection systems, they would appear to be nothing more than cosmic dust. The Crystalline Empire had used this technique to spy on countless worlds. But as they entered Earth's atmosphere, something unexpected happened. Alarms began singing throughout the fleet. "Admiral," reported her science officer, "we are being scanned by some kind of quantum detection grid." Quen's crystal body flashed with alarm. "That is impossible. These humans do not have quantum technology. The scans are incredibly precise. They are mapping our molecular structure even while we are phased." What the aliens did not know was that Earth had been preparing for exactly this kind of infiltration. Deep beneath the Pacific Ocean, massive quantum computers analyzed every particle that entered Earth's atmosphere. The system had been designed by studying captured alien technology over many years. Tae Young watched the readings from his underground command center. "Got them," he said with satisfaction. "Their phasing technology leaves quantum signatures. We can track every one of their ships." Nari looked at the data flowing across her screens. "Should we alert the military?" "Already done. But let them get closer first. We want to see what they are really capable of." The crystalline ships continued deeper into Earth's atmosphere, unaware they were being tracked. Admiral Quen had chosen major cities as targets. Her plan was to materialize inside government buildings and military bases to gather intelligence. The first ship tried to phase into the Pentagon in Washington, D.C. As it began to solidify, the building's hidden defenses activated. What looked like a normal office building was actually surrounded by a network of quantum entanglement traps. The moment the alien ship became solid, it found itself caught in an invisible web of energy. The ship's phase generator overloaded, trapping it halfway between dimensions. "Admiral," the ship's captain screamed over the radio. "We are stuck. Our phase drive is not responding." Quen felt panic creep through her crystalline form. "All ships, abort the mission, return to space immediately." But it was too late. Earth's defenses were already moving. From hidden bunkers around the world, human forces launched their counterattack. The second crystalline ship tried to escape by phasing back out of the atmosphere. Instead, it found itself pulled toward the ground by what seemed like invisible hands. Earth's gravity manipulation technology, reverse-engineered from alien wrecks, had created artificial gravity wells around each invading ship. Wu Jin led his marine unit into action. Their job was to board and capture the alien vessels before they could destroy themselves or their technology. Each marine wore advanced armor that could adapt to different environments. "Remember," he told his team as they approached the first trapped ship, "we need prisoners alive. These crystalline beings are fragile, so use non-lethal weapons only." His team used specialized cutting tools to break into the alien ship. The crystalline crew tried to resist, but their weapons were designed for energy-based attacks. Against Earth's adaptive armor, their shots were useless. Within minutes, the entire crew was captured. The aliens looked like living purple gemstones, beautiful but terrified. They had never experienced defeat before. "Take them to the secure facility," Wu Jin ordered, "and be gentle. If we crack their crystal structure, they might die." The third crystalline ship managed to stay phased longer than the others. Its captain, hoping to complete at least part of the mission, tried to infiltrate a government building in Seoul, South Korea. What he found there shocked him beyond belief. The building was not a normal government office. Instead, it was filled with technology that was more advanced than anything in the Crystalline Empire. Holographic displays showed detailed maps of the galaxy. Computer systems analyzed alien language, patterns, and military formations. But the most shocking discovery was the people working there. They all looked human, but they were clearly operating technology that should have been impossible for their species to understand. One of them, a woman named Sunmi, noticed the phased alien ship on her quantum scanners. She pressed a button on her desk. "Security, we have a phase-shifted intruder in Section 7. Activate the containment field." The alien captain tried to escape, but the room suddenly filled with a strange energy that forced his ship back into normal space. He found himself surrounded by human soldiers who seemed to know exactly what they were dealing with. "Welcome to Earth," Sunmi said calmly. "We have been expecting you." Admiral Quen watched in horror as all her ships were systematically captured. Her final vessel tried to retreat to space, but Earth's orbital platforms were waiting. Massive tractor beams reached out and pulled the ship toward a hidden space station. "This cannot be happening," she sang to herself, her voice filled with despair. "These humans are supposed to be primitive." Her science officer was studying the quantum signatures of Earth's defensive systems. "Admiral, this technology is decades ahead of our own. How is this possible?" Before Quen could answer, her ship was pulled into the docking bay of the human space station. Through the transparent walls, she could see the station's interior. It was enormous, clearly capable of housing thousands of people. How had the humans built such a thing without anyone in the galaxy noticing? The answer came when human soldiers boarded her ship. They moved with the confidence of people who had done this many times before. Their leader, a woman named Bora, seemed to know exactly how to handle crystalline beings. "Please do not resist," Bora said in perfect crystalline language. "We do not wish to harm you, but we cannot allow you to report back to your fleet." Quen stared at the human in amazement. "How do you speak our language? Our species has never made contact with yours." Bora smiled. "Your species has visited our world many times over the past 60 years. We have had plenty of time to learn." As the crystalline crew was led away, Quen began to understand the truth. Earth had not just been defending itself. It had been studying every alien species that approached. Every crashed ship, every failed scout mission had taught the humans something new. In the human research facility, scientists were already examining the captured crystalline technology. Each piece of equipment was carefully studied and tested. The aliens' phase-shifting capabilities would soon be understood and possibly improved upon. Tae-young looked at the data flowing in from all the captured ships. "Their computer systems are very different from the Zephyrians," he noted, "but equally vulnerable to the right kind of attack." Nari nodded as she worked on decoding the alien communication protocols. It is like they never considered that someone might try to hack them. Their security is designed to keep their own people out, not foreign attackers. The realization was beginning to spread through Earth's defense network. The galaxy's various species all had the same weakness. They were so confident in their technological superiority that they had never prepared for an enemy that was smarter rather than stronger. Meanwhile, in a secure holding facility, the captured aliens were being treated well but questioned extensively. Human interrogators, led by experts who had studied alien psychology for years, carefully extracted information about galactic military capabilities. The aliens talked willingly. They could not understand how these primitive humans had defeated them so easily. Many of them seemed to think it was some kind of mistake or luck. "You do not understand what you have done," Admiral Quen told her interrogators. "The Galactic Federation will send warships to investigate. When they discover what happened to our fleets, they will destroy your world." The human interviewing her, a man named Kyung-soo, smiled calmly. "Let them come. We will be ready." Quen's crystal body flickered with confusion. "Ready? You cannot fight the entire galaxy." "We do not want to fight anyone," Kyung-soo replied. "But if fight we must, we will win. Your people taught us everything we needed to know." As news of the second failed mission reached Earth's command centers, military leaders began preparing for the next phase. 2 alien fleets had been captured. The third would arrive soon. And after that, the galaxy would likely send something, much larger and more dangerous. But Earth was ready. Every captured ship made them stronger. Every prisoner gave them more intelligence. The hunters were becoming the hunted, and they did not even know it yet. The Great Hall on Nexus Prime buzzed with worried voices. Representatives from across the galaxy sat in their floating chairs, their many different forms creating a rainbow of colors and shapes. Some looked like giant insects, others like living crystals, and a few resembled walking trees. But they all shared the same concern. Council leader Vextar raised his forearms for silence. His purple skin glowed brighter when he was stressed, and today it was almost blinding. The massive creature's voice boomed across the chamber. Fellow beings of the Galactic Federation, we face a mystery that troubles us all. For 100 rotations, we have detected strange signals from a small planet in the outer rim. The planet is called Earth by its inhabitants. A murmur ran through the crowd. Earth was known to be home to a primitive species that had barely learned to leave their own atmosphere. What could they possibly do that would worry the mighty Galactic Federation? Vextar continued. These signals suggest rapid technological growth. But more disturbing is what happens to our scouts. Every ship we send to investigate this world simply vanishes. No distress calls, no wreckage, nothing. In the translator section, a young man named Daeho listened carefully. He looked human, which was not unusual since many species in the galaxy had similar forms. What the council did not know was that Daeho was actually from Earth. His real job was to gather information for his home planet. Daeho pressed his earpiece and whispered, "They are planning another mission to Earth. 3 separate fleets this time." Far away on Earth, his sister Sunmi received the message in the hidden space station buried beneath the Korean mountains. She quickly typed a response back. "Understood. We are ready." The council chamber erupted in discussion. Commander Zark from the Zephyrian Empire stood up. His people looked like tall gray beings with large black eyes. "My scouts are the best in the galaxy. We can approach their moon without being detected. From there, we can study these humans safely." Admiral Quen from the Crystalline Empire disagreed. Her body was made of living purple crystal that sang when she moved. "Stealth is not enough. My people can phase in and out of normal space. We should infiltrate their cities directly." The third speaker was General Husk from the Void Hunter clan. His species looked like walking shadows with glowing red eyes. "Both of your ideas are weak. We should capture some humans and study them in our laboratories. Fear will make them tell us everything." Vextar nodded slowly. "We will try all 3 approaches. Commander Zark, you will establish a base on their moon. Admiral Quen, your people will infiltrate their major population centers. General Husk, you will capture specimens from their rural areas." Daeho felt his heart race, but he kept his face calm. He had trained for years to hide his emotions. Around him, other council members were nodding and agreeing with the plan. They all thought this would be easy. "These humans use primitive rocket technology," laughed Council Member Rix, whose snake-like body coiled around his floating chair. "They have not even learned to travel faster than light. How could they possibly threaten our scouts?" "Perhaps they got lucky," suggested another member. "Maybe our previous scouts crashed due to equipment failures." Vextar's skin pulsed brighter. "Luck does not explain 12 missing scout ships over the past 50 rotations. Something on that planet is actively interfering with our operations." The debate continued for hours. Finally, Vextar called for a vote. The decision was unanimous. 3 fleets would depart within the next rotation cycle. As the council meeting ended, Daeho walked calmly to his quarters. Once inside, he activated a secret communication device hidden in his wall. The screen showed Sunmi's face. "How many ships?" she asked immediately. 3 fleets. The Zephyrians will try to build a base on our moon. The Crystalline Empire wants to infiltrate our cities. The Void Hunters plan to kidnap people from rural areas. Sunmi nodded. "The Defense Council will be very interested in this information." "When do they depart?" "Tomorrow." Sunmi, they have no idea what they are walking into, do they? His sister smiled. It was not a kind smile. None at all. They still think we are primitive. They have no idea that we have been watching them for decades. Daeho felt a mix of pride and fear. Pride because his people had managed to keep their true capability secret for so long. Fear because soon that secret would be tested in a way it never had been before. Be careful, brother, Sunmi said. If they discover who you really are, they will not. I have been here for 5 years. My cover is perfect. Daeho paused. How is the family? Everyone is well. Mother still worries about you. Father says to tell you that the fishing boat is ready for your return. It was code. The fishing boat meant Earth's space fleet was prepared for battle. After ending the call, Daeho sat quietly in his room. Through his window, he could see the lights of Nexus Prime's great city. Millions of beings from hundreds of worlds lived here, all believing they were the most advanced civilization in the galaxy. They had no idea that the small blue planet they planned to investigate had been preparing for this moment for 60 years. Ever since the first alien ship had crashed in the mountains of Korea, Earth had been getting ready. The next morning, Daeho watched from the observation deck as the 3 fleets prepared to depart. The Zephyrian ships were sleek and silver, shaped like arrows. The Crystalline ships looked like floating purple gemstones. The Void Hunter vessels were black as space itself, almost invisible against the stars. Each fleet commander was confident. They had superior technology, faster ships and weapons that could destroy entire planets. What could a bunch of primitive humans possibly do against them? Daeho wished he could warn them. Despite being enemies, he did not want to see unnecessary death. But his duty was to his homeworld. Earth had learned long ago that in the galaxy, only the strong survived, and humanity had become very strong indeed. As the fleets jumped to hyperspace, Daeho sent one final message to Earth. The hunters are coming. Show them why they should fear the prey. On Earth, Sunmi received the message and immediately forwarded it to every defense station on the planet. Within minutes, humanity's true space fleet began moving into position. The galaxy was about to learn that Earth was not the helpless world they thought it was. The trap was set. Now they just had to wait. Commander Zark felt pleased as his fleet dropped out of hyperspace near Earth's moon. The small gray world looked exactly like their long-range scans had predicted. Dead, airless, and perfect for building a secret observation base. Begin scanning. For the best location, he ordered his crew. We need somewhere with a clear view of the planet but hidden from their primitive detection systems. His science officer, a thin Zephyrian named Vel, worked at his console. Commander, I am detecting some unusual energy readings. What kind of readings? There appear to be artificial structures on the moon's surface, but according to our intelligence, these humans have only sent a few small expeditions to their moon. Zark frowned. His large black eyes studied the data on his screen. Show me. The main display lit up with an image of the moon's far side. What they saw made everyone on the bridge freeze. Massive metal structures covered the surface. Weapon platforms, communication arrays, and what looked like launch facilities stretched across multiple craters. This is impossible, whispered Vel. Our scouts reported that humans barely have space travel. Before Zark could respond, alarms began screaming throughout the ship. Commander, shouted the weapons officer, we are being targeted by multiple sources. On Earth, Jiwoo watched the alien ships on his main screen. As Chief of Planetary Defense, he had been preparing for this moment his entire career. Around him, the command center buzzed with quiet activity. How many ships? He asked. 12 vessels in the Zephyrian fleet, reported his aide. They are trying to scan our lunar installations. Jiwoo smiled. Let them look, then show them what happens when uninvited guests come to visit. He pressed a button on his console. Lunar Defense Station Alpha, you are authorized to engage. On the moon's surface, weapon platforms that had been disguised as rocky outcroppings suddenly came to life. Massive railguns swiveled toward the alien fleet. Energy weapons charged with a deep humming sound that vibrated through the lunar rock. Aboard, Zark's flagship chaos erupted. "Evasive maneuvers," he screamed, but it was too late. The first railgun shot struck his shield generators. The impact sent shockwaves through the ship, throwing crew members to the floor. More shots followed, each one precisely aimed at critical systems. "Return fire," Zark ordered. His weapons officer tried to target the lunar installations, but something strange happened. Every time they locked onto a target, their systems glitched. Their targeting computers showed error messages in a language they did not recognize. "Sir, our weapon systems are being interfered with. Something is hacking our computers." On Earth, Tae-young sat in his cybersecurity center, his fingers dancing across multiple keyboards. As one of Earth's best hackers, his job was to turn the aliens' own technology against them. "Their firewalls are pathetic," he muttered to his team. "It is like they never expected anyone to attack their computer systems." His partner, a young woman named Nari, laughed. "Maybe they are too arrogant to think anyone could be smarter than them." Tae-young nodded as he uploaded another virus into the alien ship's mainframe. "Their mistake. We have been studying their technology for 60 years. We know their systems better than they do." Back in space, Zark's fleet was in serious trouble. Half his ships had lost shield power. Their weapons were either offline or shooting at empty space. Even worse, their engines were starting to malfunction. "Commander," Vel reported with fear in his voice, "something is wrong with our hyperspace drives. We cannot jump to safety." Zark felt panic rising in his chest. This was supposed to be a simple reconnaissance mission. How were these primitive humans fighting back so effectively? The answer came when Hyunwoo's fighter squadron attacked. The human ships came out of nowhere, moving in patterns that made no sense. They did not fly in straight lines like proper spacecraft. Instead, they twisted and spun through space like dancing birds. "What kind of engines do they have?" Vel asked in amazement. "Those acceleration patterns should kill any pilot." What the aliens did not know was that human pilots were different. Years of training in Earth's gravity had made them able to withstand forces that would crush other species. Their ships were built for wild maneuvers that alien designers never considered. Hyunwoo led his squadron in a spiraling attack on the largest Zephyrian vessel. His fighter was small and fast, armed with weapons that could punch through alien armor like paper. "Target their engine housing," he ordered his pilots. "Disable them. Do not destroy them. We want prisoners." The human fighters struck like a swarm of angry insects. They were too small and fast for the alien weapons to track. Within minutes, they had crippled 3 more ships. Zark realized his mission was a disaster. "All ships fall back to the outer system. We need to regroup and call for reinforcements." But, as his fleet tried to retreat, they discovered another nasty surprise. Earth had surrounded the entire solar system with a network of hidden satellites. As soon as the alien ships tried to leave, electromagnetic pulse weapons hit them from multiple directions. The EMP bursts fried their electronics completely. Ship after ship went dark, drifting powerless through space. Only Zark's flagship still had partial power, and that was failing fast. "Sir," Vel said quietly, "we are being hailed." The main screen flickered to life, showing a human face. It was Jiwoo, speaking from his command center on Earth. "Attention, Zephyrian fleet. This is Jiwoo, Chief of Earth Defense. Your ships are disabled and your crews are in danger. We are prepared to rescue you, but you must surrender immediately." Zark stared at the screen in shock. You speak our language?" Jiwoo smiled. "We speak many languages, Commander Zark. We have been listening to your communications for a very long time. How do you know my name?" "We know many things about the Galactic Federation, including the fact that you have sent scouts to spy on us for decades. This ends now." Zark felt his world crashing down around him. Everything they thought they knew about Earth was wrong. These humans were not primitive at all. They had been watching and preparing. "What do you want?" he asked. "Right now we want to save your lives. Your ship's life support systems are failing. We can bring you aboard our vessel safely, but you must power down all remaining weapons." Zark looked at his crew. They were scared and confused, but they were still his responsibility. He had no choice. "We surrender." Within an hour, Human rescue ships had docked with every disabled Zephyrian vessel. The aliens were treated with respect, but kept under guard. They were given medical attention and food, but they were also prisoners, as Zark was led aboard a human ship. He could not help but stare at the technology around him. The human vessel was more advanced than anything in the Galactic Federation. How had they developed such capabilities in secret? "Do not look so surprised," said Wu Jin, the Marine commander escorting him. "Did you really think a species that survived on a planet full of predators would be easy prey?" Zark said nothing. He was beginning to understand that the galaxy had made a very serious mistake about Earth. The question now was whether anyone would live long enough to warn the Federation about what they had found. Bo-Ra, the human scientist, was already examining the captured alien technology. Each piece of equipment told them more about their enemy's capabilities and weaknesses. Soon, Earth would be even more prepared for whatever came next. The first alien fleet had been neutralized, but everyone knew this was just the beginning.